Hello and welcome. I'm Clarissa. I'm here for a spiritual wellness topic talk. And this video is going to be mainly focused on why women specifically are choosing to be single. And I think when I look at what's going on in social media, I feel like I'm on either relationship TikTok or singledom TikTok or something, where all these kind of subjects just keep coming up. And what I'm seeing is that just things are replaying. It's just going over and over and over again. It's almost like, masculine and feminine, they're going through this argument. I suppose it's just going on for like hundreds of years, where we're just talking about the same topics, and it's all coming from the same place, which is pain and betrayal and not feeling protected, and infidelity, of course. So it's the same cycle, same subjects that's going over and over and over and over and over again. So I feel like the times that we're in now, women, obviously, they've just become so much more independent, and they're trying to find why it's viable to have a partner, have especially a man. It's why, what is the point in having a husband when you can do it all for yourself? And then when you do kind of get into a situation, you have to, as women, we have to compromise. So because of that, that concept, women are choosing to just not want to go into relationships or not want to be committed at all. And this is just my opinion. It's not based on any statistics or anything. It is just really how I view things. And maybe my view is skewed. You can let me know in the comments. But from what I'm seeing is that, there is this huge desire for women to be in relationships, but it's there's like an inner knowing that we've got to find our partner, and because this is why we're here, isn't it, to create and co-create. But it's under what circumstances. We're refusing to have that concept of duality with another partner under stress, under duress. We just refuse. And so this is why it's taking much longer for us to find that perfect partner. And of course, as well, what we're asking for now, like our needs are changing in terms of what we want from our partner, because we've had so much, we've just been open to so many destructive types of personalities in relationships, and we just don't want it. We just don't want it. So we are choosing to just take our time. We're choosing to see the benefits of being single. And the way time works is what goes so quickly. Before you know it, you've been single for years and years and years, because you just refuse to. It's not even a case of settling anymore. It's a case of not wanting to overly compromise. And as women, we do have to compromise. And I could say, yes, men have to compromise as well, because their compromising is just, I suppose it's just being with one person or choosing to, be dedicated to a relationship with just their partner. Whereas a woman, we feel like we've got to, our compromising is much more, because we've got to change our lifestyle. We've got to be, the homemaker and, the mother, of course, and all these things. Obviously, not necessarily, but in most cases, yes, it's going to be on that basis. And so for that reason, it is, okay, if we have to compromise, on what basis do we have to compromise? Are we going to be treated right, or are we just going to be, an extension of a man? And which is what I think frightens a lot of women, a lot of women. And I feel like there's a lot of projection as well. women are made to feel unwanted, especially when they get to certain times in their lives, or if they look a certain way, or if they're from a certain background, they're made to feel as though they are unwanted. But as we we know only from social media that men are the ones that usually end up on their own. Because women, we are the ones with, the ability to be nurturing. We're allowed to be nurturing, we're allowed to be caring. And so because of that, we're, allowed to show our emotions and we receive love in return. Whereas men, they can be cut off from that point, cut off from their emotions to a degree where it makes them, not show the love. And then so they don't get as much support in later lives. So which they don't really recognize when they're young, and they're, just spewing all their projections onto everybody in a negative way. This is not a man bashing video, is it not? But I probably do have to say where this has come from, because I was in I've been in a few relationships. I am single, and I am one of the ones that refuses to just settle for something that I really would not want to be in. So for me, the concept of relationship is about balance. It's about, give and take. If we both feel like we're on the same keel, we're on the same level, then we both feel valued continuously. If one person feels undervalued, they're going to seek value somewhere else. And this is why, lots of relationships end up being, negatively impacted later on down the line, because the relationships are not being recognized on equal value. If you appreciate, equal appreciation, you're going to want to be around each other. If not, you're going to seek appreciation and value from somewhere else. So I would like a relationship that is based on the things that I like to do, but also recognizing that I'm fully involved in whatever my partner wants to do as well. It's about balance. And then there has to be, this level of growth. There has to be, I am a Capricorn, so, there's this growth thing. And also, I have Venus in Sagittarius, so it's about expression. It's about expansiveness. I want to be able to explore. If I feel trapped or I feel enclosed, that is gonna drive me nuts. And I've been in relationships like that where you stay in the relationship for the just for the sake of the structure and the stability and the long-term thinking of it, and it just smothers your personality and it just makes you miserable. And I would not want to do that again. Absolutely not. I just want to continue to maintain happy. Not other things. So getting back to it. So a lot of women feel like, it's they are able to just, maintain the single life for as long as possible, because when it comes down to it, the compromising for a woman is a lot more. And we've seen huge instances of huge examples of, a woman's ability to be a woman taken away from her. Because there's a point where men don't really understand women, because we are, again, I think it comes down to the emotional plane. Women are allowed to explore. It's known that we can explore our emotions. It's the feminine. So because of that, emotions are very, very hard to decipher. And I think from a man's point of view, whereas they've got to be, less emotional, less expressive in that way, they try to understand what it is that women are. And because they cannot, there is this element where the masculine has to dominate or control that aspect of a woman. And we see instances of this in politics, in our social constructs, in basically everything. And because emotions are seen as, I don't know, weak or, you know, inferior in some way, or you know, doesn't have a precedence over action and drive, those things. Because of that, there is this need to control what the feminine is. And I mean, we could go really into depth with this because we're seeing different versions of the masculine, wanting to define and redefine versions of the feminine. So that's a whole another topic. But in terms of like relationship building, this is I think reason why a lot of women are afraid to just jump in. So what changes can be made? It's a really huge topic, and it's not something that's going to be solved overnight. But when it comes to on an individual basis, it is really knowing what you want. And I think having the lines of communication completely open. For me, I feel like the best way forward into, well, for personally, I'm just very open. I'm just very open. If I was to meet someone, go on a date, I'll tell you exactly what I want. And I want them to tell me exactly what I want. I try and be as transparent as possible, because then there's no pretense, there's no having to, you know, pretend to be somebody else, or, you know, project what you feel that person would like in you to make them stay. All those things, because they just don't last. And then when the cracks start to show, this is when people start questioning things like, oh, you're not the person I met. So instead, just trying to be as who you are from the beginning, it would just go the wrong way, because that's, you know, that's what it is. And especially when you see change like that, when people get married, when you know, even from girlfriend and boyfriend, because again, we define everything, we label everything, and then because of that, we have this understanding that everything is set that way. So when we define boyfriend and girlfriend, we have this certain point of view, and that changes when it's fiance, you know, even then. And then it's like when you get married, a switch comes on, and you then step into, or your partner may step into, the definition of husband or wife. And that is different from boyfriend and girlfriend. So this is where people can, you know, come across problems, because they feel like that's not the person that they know from when they were boyfriend and girlfriend. They've all of a sudden changed, because again, we have this idealism of what a husband's supposed to be like, what a wife's supposed to be like, or in fact, in our role and in their role. So we get in line with that. And when that person is not in line with our definition of husband or wife, we think to ourselves, why? And then that's when we want them to change, we want them to do this, we want them to do that. And those things, you know, it can really go against a relationship. If the two people are not on the same understanding about development and evolving in a relationship, then it just can go all the way left. So that's it for today. So if you've got any questions, just starting this topic. So I hope you're enjoying them, and you know, definitely if you'd like to leave a comment, leave your feedback, please put it in the comments below. And then just check me out on my other channels. And of course, subscribe, like, and all those good stuff. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.